Hey there, it's Teresa here. Nice to see you guys. I'm not really sure what's going on because, I am seriously super pink today. But you know what? After messing around with this thing for so long and trying to figure out the colors and the cameras, and I'm not quite sure what the deal is. You know what? We improvise, we adapt, we overcome, we keep going. So that's a shout out to my friend Dave and a great Marine. But let's get going here, right? So. Hi, I'm Teresa, and it's great to have you here. I'm passionate about helping healthcare leaders stay ahead of the curve when it comes to new technologies by simplifying IT concepts into business-oriented language. So whether you're struggling with those data initiatives or just trying to make informed decisions about new technologies and or dealing with the constant change in this market, I got you covered. So let's level set first. What is mHealth? Well, mHealth or mobile health is a broad term. It encompasses the use of a mobile phone and wireless technologies when you deliver healthcare. So, while its most common application is people use it to educate consumers about preventative healthcare services and and appointments, those types of things, the scope of mobile health or mHealth extends way far beyond that. Well, in addition to consumer education, mHealth plays a pivotal role in various healthcare domains. It serves as a powerful tool for disease surveillance, enabling healthcare professionals to monitor and to track the spread of epidemics. Let's think about COVID-19. And after that, it was Mpox. And furthermore, mHealth assists in the treatment support, and it also empowers patients to manage their chronic diseases effectively. Um, if you've been on Instagram, if you've been on any sort of health feed, you see people are wearing like those automatic, they're wearing the little monitors to monitor their blood sugar to keep it in line all the way across. mHealth, right? So let's get started and talk about the three areas of mHealth that every healthcare organization needs to address in their strategic plans. Very important that we're addressing the mobile component as well as the technical component of this, right? Like the mobile part. And there's also some other areas that you always need to keep in mind. And those are the regulations, right? There is an expanding roll call of these three-letter agencies, right? I'm not talking just about OCR, CMS, SSA, or HHS that you need to worry about. When you're using mobile technologies, now there's the FTC, and the FTC is concerned with health data breaches. So if you collect data, you need to understand what are you responsible for from a federal level. And as we know, in the past year, the Dobbs ruling made it super clear that your organization is going to need to understand what your state says about health data privacy. Well, the questions that you should be asking yourself and others is, how does it impact your organization if you serve consumers in different states? How do you impact your consumers that are traveling or that may have more than one provider in different states? I do. I travel. So let's talk about the next thing. Um, the data. There is going to be a veracity and volume of data that comes out of here. So, how's your organization going to treat patient generated health data? Well, patient generated health data is usually collected through a mobile app, knowing that you have to address items like data quality, data privacy, data security, data interpretation. And that means um, how does your organization interpret the data that may be coming out of the Fitbit and out of the blood glucose monitors? How is your healthcare organization interpreting that data? Maybe they may be applying normalizing factors to it. So think about that, and also the data integration. So when all that data comes in, where does it come into, and then how does it get distributed? Well, that can be extremely overwhelming for your team to think about. As you're thinking about your strategy, you might want to start by asking the right questions to prioritize those data streams. And I call those noisy data streams because you get so much data coming in. So the questions that you might want to ask your teams is, what data do we ingest? How much do we ingest? And what data will have the largest impact on improving the efficacy and the efficiency of the work that we're doing? And lastly, let's talk about trust, because data only moves as fast as the trust that people have in the data and the trust that people will let you use their data. So helping your members and your patients, helping to protect them from bad actors. Now let's face it, everyone loves the convenience of an app. I do. I use them all the time. I'm sure you do too. But think about this. How many of you really have sat down and read the terms of service or the privacy policies? How do you help your patients and your members understand what those really mean, or that they even should be aware? Because the first thing we do is we go, sure, we click the button, and then we're done. And unbeknownst to many people, and there have been quite a few class action suits that have come out just recently around healthcare privacy and data, where patients' data is getting sold. How do you protect your consumers with that? And so the patient access API rule, it did charge healthcare organizations with helping their consumers interact with mobile apps in a safe way. But what does that mean for you? Right? Because we have more than 41,000 healthcare apps in the Apple App Store alone. That was in, I think, end of 2021 or end of 2022. I can't think of it right off the top of my head. And there were 54,000, 54.5 thousand in the Google Play Store. Now, if you've got patients coming to your calling your customer service lines and saying, "Is this safe? Should I really be sharing my data here? Do you know about this?" How are you going to be able to help them navigate this? And it's not just because of the regulation that's in place, it's just good customer service to be able to answer these questions. So, number one, how are you going to address the integration of those mobile apps in your organization, the information that's coming from them, and the questions that your consumers are bringing to you? And number two, how are you going to communicate that to your customers, right? How do you put out warnings, or how do you help them understand the best way to navigate these apps? Well, as I've talked through all these different issues, mobile healthcare technologies should really have their own discussions when you're doing your strategic planning, not outside of it, but inclusive with it, and some really strategic, deep down thought about just mobile alone. Okay. So let's not forget that when you get all this data into your organization, you're also going to have to address how you're going to share it in a way that is both actionable and timely, both inside and outside of your organization. So, if you want to learn how your organization can develop a comprehensive data strategy to best serve your customers, I would invite you to book a call with me and discuss how we can work together to develop a customized interoperability strategy that's designed specifically for your organization. So, hey, thank you for being here. And like I said, I'm not really sure like what the pink hue is because I haven't been outside, and I'm usually brown when I do go outside. So, you know what? Hopefully, I get it fixed for the next one. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I'll catch you here again next week, which is going to be pre recorded because it's the 4th of July, and it'll be the 5th of July, I think it is. But you know what? We're just trying to be good, get things done, and really take the time off that we need to refresh and relax during this holiday weekend. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.